Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending from where you're watching us from. This is Oscar, your host, and with me tonight is Omer. Omer, how are you doing?
Hello, Oscar. I'm doing great. I'm quite excited for this event and this first knockout.
Yep, it's going to be the first knockout of the K Championship, championship on Virtual Geta Ensure that's in partnership with K Challenge. Um, and we're going to have, these knockouts throughout the year until December. And for each challenge, we're going to give out prizes for the winners of the challenges, and the winners of the knockouts will qualify for the grand final at the end of the year for a bigger prize. And it's going to be a very quick final because it's only 5 races, including a medal race, no discards. And we're going to be switching between the F50 and the Flying 75. First race is set to start in just a minute. And so you will see the top 12 players of the first challenge in this final. And yeah, I'm excited to see that.
It's like a Stars League here. We have all the superstars of Virtual Regatta Inshore. Very
Yeah, this is
different
going to be
nationalities.
very elite because it's only 12 places, so it's only the top of the top, and then only one qualifies, so only the best will make it to that grand final. The grand final is going to be about 20 players, so it's going to be one winner from each of the knockouts. There's 20 knockouts in total, and then it's going to be the winner of the overall ranking, the top male player, and then the top female player. So I think that's 23 players in total for that grand final. As the start procedure has begun, all 12 skippers in 1 minute for them to position themselves before before they can cross this first start line. This first challenge was done with K Challenge as partner, but also with all.com, who has helped out with who's partnered with K Challenge to organize this first challenge. F50 is going to be the first race. We're going to be switching to the Flying 75 in race number 2, the F50 again for race number 3, Flying 75 for race number 4, and then a medal race with the top 4 players in F50 for race number 5. So it's very different boats, I would say. I don't know how you can what you would say between the differences of these two boats, the F50 and the Flying 75, Omer.
I would say F50 is more agile than Flying 75. You'll see more action, I think, especially on the start line.
Yeah, the start is very crucial in the F50. So 1 second to go. All boats have crossed the start line. No false starts. Looks like that KGR is the one best positioned to reach this first mark. And this first mark is actually crucial. If you do a good reaching mark and the good first gates, that's usually gonna put you in a more comfortable spot for the rest of the races.
Yeah, and it's important to remind you had the wind shadows coming from the behind of the boat. So if you're in front of your if you're in front of the fleet, you'll always have a great advantage with the F50,
Yeah,
as you mentioned.
it is a boat that is faster than the wind, so the wind shadow isn't necessarily what you expect it to be. As in downwind, for example, the wind shadow is not going to be in front of the boat, but still going to be behind because the boat is still faster than the wind. So you can actually slow down the other players while being in front of them, even in the downwind. As a KGR is the one leading the race over here, but close behind is Acer, Ame, Luisito, all the big names. So it's not going to be an easy race for any of them.
Yeah. Everything can change any moment, as you said. Because with the F50, a one mistake, a one incorrect turn or jibe will change anything.
Indeed, indeed.
I think KJR is gonna lose the lead now to Acer. No, he got stuck.
Sir got stuck on the not necessarily stuck, but had to move a bit
Yeah,
to avoid this boundary. So if you touch the boundaries, you're going to be slowed down for 10 seconds.
yeah.
And as I said,
And
F50
when he
being a very
attacks
fast boat.
Summer, Amaze gonna be coming for him, so he's not in an easy position at the moment.
Sorry, just checking things in the background. I'll be with you in a sec.
Yeah, sure. And to our viewers, if you have joined this challenge, please let us know how was it for you? What was your final ranking? Yeah, it looks like KGR is taking a comfortable lead at the moment, as he knows this race course quite well, and he's been practicing for a very long time now.
There we go. I am back. So yeah, KGR is still in the lead as Sarah FC Rich are still chasing, but looks like KGR did put a bit of a distance to the boats following him. Again, it's going to be a very fast competition, so it's only 4 races in the qualifying series, and then it's the top 4 only making it to the medal race. So every race is definitely going to count. If you end up last in one race, it's going to be very hard for you to catch up, though still possible depending on how the other players do. And I actually did not look at the chat. Breast Power, welcome. Nice to see you there. And Team Rameto, nice to see you there as well. Chris1707D, hi. Hope you're doing well. And well, we're going to be approaching the final downwind over here. KGR first at the mark. Still leading.
Was behind the ley line, so he had to do another tag right before going into the last downwind. Acer is quite close, but it's not going to be enough.
Sarah is close, but I think he's going to keep that second place. Behind him is going to be FC Rich in third, and Ame looks like is going to take 4th place. No one on the bottom there, so it looks like it's going to be a straight one after the other finish for these 12 boats in this first race. And Chris1707, it's just 5 races tonight.
So yeah, if I'm correct, Oscar will have 4 races and then a medal race, right?
It's going to be 4 races and then a medal race with the top 4 players. The winner only, so only the top 1 will make it to the grand final at the end. And there we have it. The score for race number 1, KGR taking the lead, Acer in 2nd, FC Rich in 3rd, Ame in 4th, Von Pigeon in 5th, Nozeta Costa in 6th, Kau in 7th, Julie Frau in 8th, Hida Stratford in 9th, Senes Ramon Parajo in 10th, Kazuki in 11th, and in closing the march is Cienes Luizito in 1948. I prefer the F50 to the Flying 75,
Yeah,
I'd say.
especially the start part. I like starting on the reach attack. It's always good fun.
Yeah. Well, it is 15. We're going to start the next race very soon. And race number 2, as we said, is going to be in the Flying 75. All 12 players in.
I like
And
this
race number
new
2 is a
skin
go.
with the geometric shape.
and 30 seconds to go. So you see it with this course. It's going to be a very long course with the boundaries. And gates at the top and gates at the bottom.
It's gonna be started on the committee side. Everyone's trying to get their place. If you stay inside, you got a big chance of being squeezed and
Yeah,
getting a
as we
penalty.
have a bit more than 5 seconds to go. All boats lining up. Watch out for the false start. We still have, well, we do have 3 false starts.
Yeah. 3.
A Sarah with a penalty start over here.
Yeah.
And most of the boats decided to go on the left side of the course. With CNS Ramon Parejo actually touching one of the boundaries. So watch out with these boundaries, they still exist. And they're going to slow you down for 10 seconds if you do touch them. That was a close call by the brown boat at the bottom of the screen over here from Kahu.
We got the leader of our first race in the last place here. He had a great start, but he's not quite happy with where he is, probably at the moment. I think he did a photo par, right? He was one of the 3 boats.
I actually didn't.
Start line a bit early.
I didn't really pay attention to who did the false starts. My bad on that. But it is Nozet who is going to cross this. Will reach that gates, the top gates. First, Nozet previously arrived 6th in the previous race with the F50. But the fleet isn't that distance, I would say. Like the distance between the first and, let's say, Julie Fra, for example, isn't that great. It can totally be catchable.
Yeah.
In the Flying 75, which again is a very fast boat in a straight line, but not very maneuverable.
Yeah.
So doing as...
Well, you got that thing with the foiling boats, as we just mentioned, they're quite fast, and that's why they have their wind shadows at the back.
Yep.
While they're on the downwind, so that's why it's not the easiest thing to catch up when you're coming from behind.
Very true. Nozet still first in for that first gate. Hida Schraffort is close behind, and then it's going to be Julie Fra and Acer, the 2 Frenchmen, each taking a separate gate. Fawn Pigeon on the heels of Julie Fra. And I think unless Nozet does something crazy, I think the second race is going to go in his favor.
Yeah, exactly. Hide also is in a comfortable position, I'd say. Acer is again in the top group. He's doing a good job so far, including the first race. As you know, it's not about the victories, but always staying consistent to win such tricky events.
And well, Nozet Costa and Stratford did manage to take a bit of a lead compared to the remaining boats. So they're gonna confirm their first and second place. As we see a wider angle, top angle here from the fleet.
I think you have a lot of players playing actually with that view with the bird eye, and it's quite difficult for some of the players.
Yeah, I don't.
Your camera angle to go.
Yeah, I don't know what the proportion is for like who plays in like normal third-person view, who plays top view. We're seeing Acer play. I know he plays exclusively on top view.
Okay. I mean during the start.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him play in third person.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Yeah, but we know he's one of the most skilled sailors, so if he's doing that, I guess that's working for him.
Yep. Well, he definitely knew how to use them. How to use it, sorry. Nozet Acosta is the first one to cross the finish line. Heater Stratford in second. Acer is gonna take fourth. Von Pigeon stealing that third place from him. Julie Fra in fifth. And then we're gonna have a fight over here. I don't think we're gonna see much changes here between those arriving here. Luisito is gonna take the 7th place, and then it's gonna be tight between Kahu and FC Rich. I think Kahu took it. Ama in 10th, CMS Rowan Fraser is going to take 12th, and KGR is going to take number 11. And there we have the score confirmation for race number 2, and we're going to head over very shortly to race number 3 back in the F50.
I think you have a clear view.
And looks like we're gonna have one of the players retiring.
Okay.
Because they are not in a good enough spot for them to have a comfortable connection and play as they want to play. So the start has been given with just 11 boats, and currently the overall ranking is Acer in first, Nozet Acosta in second, Von Pigeon in third, Heater Stratford in fourth, and I remind you all that only the top 4 will go into the medal race, and only the winner will make it to the grand final. And let's follow Acer a bit for this race.
Yeah, Acer is waiting on the corner at the peninsula, quite close to the other boats at the first downwind, and you need to take a good spot to be able to turn from the mark you choose. But you should also decide on the strategy, the best strategy, because this is how you decide which mark to round. And it's not always easy to give the best decision, and then you can lose a lot of space.
So looks like Julie Fra did take the lead.
Yes.
According to the rankings, Jonas Luisito is very close behind him. Julie Fra is currently 7th with 13 points. Luisito is 11th with 19 points. So they are more in the bottom half of the ranking.
So this is exactly what they need at the moment.
And if you're looking at the top players, Acer currently first is 7th. So that is going to be good for them. And Nozet is 3rd, so that's a good series for him.
Yeah, they're now getting away with their comfortable lead, and I think it will be up for duel between these top E sailors.
Yeah, and this is going to be a nice battle here between Julie Fra and Luisito, who managed to pull away a bit from the rest of the fleet. Nozet Acosta is the link between the top 2 and the bottom half.
This is where things get a bit interesting. Separation at the mark rounding. It seems like Julie Freya, he took a good decision at that round marking.
Smooth sailing so far. Nozet did take number 2 from Luisito. Well, he managed to take number 1 from Julie Fra. This is going to be very good for him. That's going to more or less confirm his spot in the medal race. So once again, this is the final F50 race before the medal race. We're then going to head over in race number 4 with the Flying 75, and then only the top 4 players will make it to the medal race in the F50 again. Worth double points, no discards.
It's really close, but Julie Fry is still in the lead.
But Nozet has the right of way coming in from the right, but Julie Fry manages to turn. Unfortunately, takes the penalty, meaning that Nozet is going to take the lead. Can Julie Fry hang on to his second spot? He just
No.
came out of the penalty.
Probably not.
And CNS Luisito is coming in hot on Nozet heels. And I think that's going to be a third place for Julie Fry, which is still what he needs. He needs to be in the top half of this fleet.
So,
and hope that the rest...
Spaniards going into the finish line back to back. Huh. What a shame for Julie Fry.
Sarah second, Von Pingent third, KGR fourth, Julie Fry came up to fifth, Luisito came up to sixth, Hida Stratford in seventh, FC Rich in eighth, Ame in ninth, Kahu in 10th, FSC Kazuki in 11th, and Ramon Perjo, the player who has dropped out for connection issues, is on 12th. All 11 players in race number 4 is a go. And with 50 seconds to go, boats are preparing themselves. So we do see some of them on the pin end. I don't know yet if they're going to go back to the committee side and then do a start on starboard, or if they're going to try to do the start on the pin end again. They do need to watch out that the penalty start algorithm is still active. So if they take a penalty close to the start, and while in penalty take a second penalty, while crossing the start line on port, they will get an extra 10-second slowdown, which is what happened to Acer in the first race. This is the last opportunity for the players to reach the top 4 spots to get into the medal race. There's going to be a slightly longer, slightly longer waits between race number 4 and race number 5 than between the other races. And we do see FC Rich trying to do a port start. Unfortunately, takes a penalty while doing so, but he shouldn't take any pen starts as the rest of the maneuver was clean. Hida Stratford currently in first on the left of the course, and I think it's that's Acer on the right. They're gonna cross paths soon.
I was gonna bring it up. We haven't really seen Hide on the top of his game tonight. He wasn't really sailing in the leading group, but now I think finally he's coming back to the top.
Yep, it's been a while actually since I think I've seen him in some finals. I don't know if it's just because he wasn't here or if it was just because he was in a rough period for him. But it's good to see him in here. It's been a while. But if I show you the current standings before the end of this race, you can see that Nozet is first with 8 points, Acer second with 11 points, Von Pigeon third with 14 points, and KGR is tied with Julie Fry at 16 points. The way the tie breaking happens in the qualifying series is if there's a tie in the score, so 16 and 16 for KGR and Julie Fry, for example, we will list all the races' scores from best to worst and compare these results. And at the first difference between these two, we will give the favor to the one with the best score, so the lowest one. So in the case of KGR, he arrived 1st, 4th, and 11th. And for Judifra, he arrived 3rd, 5th, and 8th. Best score for KGR is 1st, best score for Judifra is 3rd. 1st is better than 3rd, so the tiebreak goes in favor of KGR. And the same is with Luisito, Hito Stratford, and FC Rich, all three with 21 points. And Amen Kau with 22 points, and then FSC Kazuki with 28 points. Not the best of Kazuki, I'm going to say. We usually see him at the top of the rankings.
Yeah. I think he's not really used to sailing with flying 75. Sorry.
Yeah, Flying 75 is an uncommon boat for the finals. It's not a boat that we see often in these finals, though it is in rotation of the regular green challenges in the game.
Yeah.
But for example, in the Eastlink World Championship, we don't see it that much. We do see a lot of F50. But it's refreshing. It's a different kind of boat. It's going to require a different kind of skill.
It is. It is.
And it goes with with the K challenge,
Exactly.
who has an affinity with the Flying 75. Ahmed taking the lead. Acer fighting for second with Hida. I think he has a second place for now. We'll see how it goes when they get closer to the finish line. And Ame is the first one to cross the finish line. Acer in second. Hida is going to take third. Judifra is going to take fourth. Judifra waking up at the very end. He arrives in. Does he arrive in front of KGR? He does arrive in front of KGR, so he's going to take the lead for KGR. Will that be enough to put him in the top 4? We will see that very shortly. Once the scores have been tallied up. That's very close between FC Rich and Kahu at the end. And I think Kahu actually stole it from FC Rich.
Not an easy question. I'd have to go with Acer as well. For to the other players, I know they're all really good, but yeah, I think Acer is quite consistent and he keeps surprising me. So.
Yeah, well, historically, he's been there, done that, but the same could be said with the other players as well. Even though this is our only world champion or runner-up in world championships, grand finals, so maybe slightly more experience for him. But who knows? One misstep, and with the F50, everything can be gone in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, they already started doing some aggressive maneuvers. As they all know, start is the most important point, getting a clean start and leading the fleet. Other way, at this level, there's really not an easy way to come back on the top.
Yeah, as we see them approaching, we're getting close to the few seconds left to cross the start line. Watch out for false starts. No false, yes, a false starts from for Acer. We jinxed him.
Yeah, Oscar, you did, not we.
And Von Pigeon takes the lead. Nozet very close in second. It's gonna be Nozet take. Oh no, Nozet takes the penalty from Von Pigeon. Judifra uses that to actually pass in front. Nope, still not in front. Actually, still in second place. Yeah. Though it's gonna be tight with Von Pigeon. Von Pigeon in the breeze. Julie Fra was in the lighter wind areas, so less wind to go fast.
Exactly. Let's see after this mark rounding which positions we'll have up. Attack on him, but Julie Fry's coming too fast. And yeah.
And then
It's
we
really
can have a
close.
look at the scoreboard. So we said if we wanted to see a lot of changes, Acer needed to be last and Julie Fra needed to be first. Well, look at the ranking on the
Yeah.
left right now.
Yeah, it's exactly what's happening.
Though the fleet is still fairly close to each other over here. So keep in mind, medal race is worth double points. So if you arrive first, you get 2 points. If you arrive second, 4 points. Third is 6 points, and fourth is 8 points. As Von Pigeon here takes a 10. 10 actually is, well, boats on starboard have priority over boats on port.
Yeah.
And Von Pigeon, well, using that penalty, went further out in the boundaries to try to get higher up to reach that gate. And tacks over, trying to squeeze in past Acer. Pushes Acer a bit out, takes the lead on him. He's going to put Acer in the wind shadow. Meanwhile, in front, Julie Fra is still first, being chased by Nozet Acosta. I'm going to hide the scores again so we can concentrate on the race and do the maths afterwards, because we still have one last upwind after this. Then a downwind, then the reaching finish.
What an unlucky start for us here.
Yeah, slightly too early. Put him in a false start. Slow him down for 10 seconds.
Yeah, and so far Julie Fry is doing best he can. He did the perfect mark landing and going to the best spot.
Yeah, well, I don't
Until
think you
the
could do.
right shift.
Yeah, you couldn't do anything better than what Julie Fra did. He
Yeah,
saw
exactly.
he saw Nozet and Von Pigeon fighting for first place at the first reaching mark. Decided to let them fight between them and just go wide, and that ended up paying off.
Yeah, exactly. It's not always about fighting and being aggressive, but sometimes just trying to sneak away your way out.
Yep. As well, getting close to the end of this last upwind. Watch out with the boundaries. Do not cross them too deep. I think you start getting the penalty once you've reached more or less half of that white line, that thick white line.
Yeah. I think he's in a, I don't want to jinx it, but he's in a safe spot now. I think he already has the giggles as we're getting
Yeah,
close to
but
the finish line.
that's going to put him out of that fourth spot, but that's not going to be enough for to beat Nozet, I don't think. We'll get the confirmations with the scores soon after that, but a perfect race from Julie Fra, a very good race
Yeah.
from Nozet. Unfortunate for Von Pigeon, who took a penalty, which is what slowed him down. I forgot from whom it was, and that unfortunate start from Acer put him in last for this race, robbing him from the win. He should put Nozet in 3 to win. I think you're right, but Julie Fra crosses the finish line first in 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Nozet Acosta 4 seconds later in second. Von Pigeon 8 seconds after Julie Fra in third, and Acer is going to close the march 11 seconds after Julie Fra in fourth. We're going to tally up the scores quickly so we could get our winner. There we have it. So Nozet is our first official winner for this knockout in the K Championship. So he's the first qualified to the grand final, happening in mid-December, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, correct.
We're going to have 20 of them throughout the year. It's going to be a mixture of challenges in the F50 or in the Flying 75, and each of them are going to have their own finals. And each challenge is going to give some gifts and some prizes to win. So make sure you participate. Next challenge is starting in just 3 hours.
Yeah.
In 3 hours'
Yeah,
time, you can
exactly,
start
Oscar.
the second
3
challenge with the
hours.
F50. And well, in terms of score, it's going to be Nozet Acosta with 19 points in first, Acer in second with 21 points, Julie Fra in third with 22 points, and Von Pigeon in fourth with 25 points. Why you see 4826 on the right with the medal race is because it's the medal race, so counting double. So 2 points for Julie Fra means that he arrived first, 1 times 2. 6 for Von Pigeon is 3 times 2 second, and so on. So congratulations to Nozet, congratulations to these 4 players and the rest of the players who did qualify and being in the top 12 of this challenge. I did not see any perfect scores in that challenge, I guess, if I remember correctly, so it just shows that the level was high.
Exactly.
And
It was indeed. I tried myself a few challenges, a few races, but it's not really easy. So being even in the top 12 at the end of it is a great success for me. So really congratulations to all of these players, especially to Nozet Acosta.
Yep. Well, I think it's time for us to wrap it up. This was well, again, congratulations to Nozet for this final. Congratulations to the rest of the players as well. That was well fought.
Thank you everyone for joining.
Yep. This was Amr with me and Oscar, your host, which is the one talking currently. And we'll see you all next weekend for the E-Sailing World Championship Qualifier 3 knockout, as well as the K Championship knockout, as well as steering the course. So we have 3 finals happening, I believe. It's next week or within the next 10 days. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.